Hi guys, welcome to our second episode of Story Sundays. Today we are going to be reading 6, 7, and probably 8 of Junie B Jones and the Stupid Smelly Bus by Barbara Park. You can go and watch my first episode to know what this is about, and that we already read a little bit, if you didn't already. And let's get started. Let's find where we left off. Oh, right here. Alright, I'm going to read a little more of what we just read on the page so that you guys understand. Chapter 5, Principal. After we left the nurse, we went to the main office. That's where the boss of the school lives. His name is Principal. Principal is a baldy. He talked to us. Then Lucille raised her hand. My brother said that last year he had to come down here, and you yelled at him, and now he's not allowed to beat up kids at recess anymore. Principal kind of laughed. Then he held the door for us to leave. After that, we walked to the water fountain, and Miss let us get a drink. I didn't get a long one, though, because kids kept tapping on me. Hurry up, girl, they said. Yeah, only guess what? That's not even my name, I told them. My name is Junie Bumblebee, said Lucille. Then she laughed, but I didn't think it was a very funny joke. After that, Mrs. showed us where the bathrooms were. There's 2 kinds of bathrooms in our school, a boys' kind and a girls' kind. I can't go in the boys' kind, though, because girls are not allowed. That's why. I tried to peek my head in there, but Mrs. snapped her fingers at me. The only boy who got to go in the bathroom was the boy. I can beat up. He was jiggling around very much. Then he started running all over the place, and he was holding the front of his pants. William said, Mrs., are you having an emergency? Then William yelled, yes, and he ran right in there. The rest of us walked back to our room. I touched Lucille's fingernails. She said that her fingernail polish is named Very, Very Berry. I would like to have my fingernails red too, I said, but I'm only allowed to have the kind of polish that makes them look shiny. Its name is Clear. It's the color of spit. I hate clear, said Lucille. Me too, I told her. And also I hate that's the boy having an accident. And then that's all the girls looking at him. And there's the teacher saying, are you having an emergency? And also I hate yellow, which is the color of a stupid, smelly school bus. Lucille nodded her head. My brother said, when you ride home on the bus, kids pour chocolate milk on your head. Then all of a sudden, my stomach felt very squeezy again, because I had to ride the bus home, that's why. Why did you have to tell me that for, Lucille? I said, kind of grouchy. After we got back to room 9, we did some more work. I was a game to help us learn each other's names. I learned Lucille and also a girl named Charlotte and another girl named Grace. Then I learned a boy named Hamlet. Pretty soon, Mrs. clapped her loud hands together. Okay, everyone, gather up your things. It's almost time for the bell. Then I heard a noise in the parking lot. It was screeching brakes. And so I looked out the window and I saw the school bus. It was coming to get me. Oh no, I said kind of loud. Now I'm going to get chocolate milk poured on my head. Then I chewed on my fingers. Get in line, said Mrs. When we get outside, I want all of my bus students to come with me, and the rest of you must go to the crossing guard. Everyone was lining up. I was the very last one. Just then the bell rang, and Mrs. marched out the door. Then everybody else except guess what? I didn't. A Good Hider. Chapter 6. A Good Hider. When you're the very last one in line, nobody's watching you. That's how come nobody saw me when I ducked behind the teacher's desk and hid. I'm a good hider. One time at Grandma Miller's house, I hid under the kitchen sink. Then I made a growly sound and sprung out at her. I'm not allowed to do that anymore. Anyway, I stayed scrunched behind the teacher's desk for a while, and then I sought a better place to hide. It was the big supply closet in the back of the room, and so I ran back there very fast, and I squeezed into the bottom shelf. I squeezed right on top of the construction paper. Most of me was comfortable, except my head was sort of tight, and my knees were all bent like when I do in a somersault. This is her. This is the construction paper, and her all squeezed in the file closet. I forgot what it's called, but it's like a file closet with the paper in it. Then I pulled the door mostly closed. Don't shut it all the way, though. And I mean it. I said it right out loud. I stayed real quiet for lots of minutes. Then I heard noises in the hall, and some feet came running into the room. Big Peel's feet, I think. What happened? I heard someone ask one of my little girls. Is lost, said a voice. Junie B Jones, and she didn't get on the bus, so now we've got to go out looking for her. Then I heard some keys jingle, and the feet went running out again. And then the door shut. I still didn't come out of the closet, though. When you're a good hider, you can't come out for a very, 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 very long time. I just stayed there all bended up and curled. And I told myself a story. Not a loud story. I just told it inside my head. It was called The Little Hiding Girl. I made it up, and this is how I went. Once upon a time, there was a little hiding girl. She was in a secret spot where nobody could find her, except her head was very tight, and her brain was squishing out or smelling yellow monster. Would you get her? Would you get her? And also some meanies with chocolate milk. The end. After that, I rested my eyes. Resting your eyes is what my grandpa does when he watches TV after dinner. Then he snores and Grandpa Miller says, "Go to bed, Frank." It's not the same thing as a nap, though. Because naps are for babies. That's why. And anyway, I didn't snore. I just did a little drool. Then finally, when my eyes were done resting, they woke up. And so I came out of the closet and ran right to the window. And guess what? There weren't any cars in the parking lot, and no Stupid Smelly Bus either. Phew. That's a relief, I said. A relief is when your stomach doesn't feel squeezy anymore. After that, I went back to the closet because while I was hiding and sniffed the very favorite thing in the whole world. "Hey, I see up there," I said. The clay was on the middle shelf. I stood on the chair to get it. It was blue and stiff, and so I had to roll it on the floor to make it soft and warm. Then I rolled it into a blue-orange. It was very beautiful, except it had some dirt and hair on it. After I was done, I went to the front of the room and sat down on my teacher's big chair. I like teacher's desks very much. The drawers are so big I could fit in one, I think. I opened up the top one. There were happy face stickers and rubber bands and also gold stars, which I love very, very a lot. I stuck one on my forehead. Then I found paper clips and a red marking pens and new pencils with no points and scissors and travel tissues. And guess what else? Chalk, I said. Brand new chalk. That's not even out of its little box yet. Then I stood up on my teacher's chair and clapped my hands together very loud. I want everyone to find a chair and sit down today. We are going to learn some alphabet and some reading. And also, I will teach you how to make blue-orange, but first everyone has to watch me draw stuff. Then I will go to the board and drew with my brand new chalk. I drew a bean and a carrot and some curly hair. Then I wrote some O's. O's are my bestest letter. After that I bowed. "Thank you very much," I said. "Now you may all go out for recess." I smiled, except for not that Jim. Chapter 7, Peeking Holes and Spying. After a while, I started to get a little bit thirsty. That's what happens when chalk sprinkles get in your throat. "I would like a drink of water, I think," I said. Then I put my hands on the hips. "Yeah, only what if somebody sees you at the water fountain? Then they might call the Stupid Smelly Bus to come get you. And so you better not go." I stamped my foot. "Yeah, only I have to go, 'cause there's dumb chalk in my throat." Then all of a sudden, I got an idea. I pulled a chair over to the door, and I peeked out the window. At the top I'm at the top. I'm a good peeker. One time I peeked right into Grandpa Miller's mouth when he was sleeping. And I saw that dangly thing that hangs out of the back. I didn't touch it though, 'cause it didn't have a little stick or anything. That's why. Anyway, I didn't see anybody in the hall, and so I opened the door in a crack, and I sniffed, 'cause when you sniff, you can smell if there's people around. I learned sniffing from my dog, Tickle. Dogs can smell everything. People can mostly smell big things like stink and flowers and dinner. Nope, don't smell anyone, I said. Then I ran over to the water fountain, and I drank for a long time, and nobody tapped on me and said, "Hurry up, girl." After that, I stood on my tippy toes and I tippy-toed to the media center, 'cause I love that place, remember? The media center is kind of fort, sort of bricks, and you can move some of them around and make peeky holes. Peeky holes are what you spy out of. Then if you see somebody coming, you can make your breath very quiet, and they won't find you. I spied for a long time, but nobody came. The only people in the media center were just me and some fish. The fish were in a big glass tank. I waved at them in there. Then I stirred them with a pencil. I love fish very much. I ate them for dinner with coleslaw. Just then, I saw my most favorite thing in the whole world. Its name is electric pencil sharpener, and it's sitting right on the librarian's desk. "Hey," I said, very excited. "I think I know how to work that thing." Then I looked at the desk drawer and pencils in there, and so I sharpened them. It was funnier than anything, 'cause not an electric pencil sharpener makes a nice noise, and you can make pencils as teeny as you want. You just keep pushing them into the little hole, and they just keep on getting teenier and teenier. It doesn't work on crayons, though. I tried a red one. Then the pencil sharpener slowed way down, and then it made a roar sound. And after that, I didn't go anymore. Just then I heard a noise. It was walking feet, and I made a scared inside, 'cause I didn't want anyone to find me, that's why. And so I squatted way down and looked through my peeky hole. And this is Junie B with all the books. Then I saw a man with a trash can. He was singing "Somewhere Over the Rainbow." That's a song I know. It's from my favorite movie, which is called The Wizard of Oz. The man with the can didn't see me. He walked out down the hall. Then I heard him go outside. I stayed squatted down. for a long time, but he never came back. Whew, that was a close one, I said. And so then I ran to find a better place to hide. Chapter 8, The Dangerous Nurse's Office. Guess where I ran to? Straight to the nurse's office, of course, because there's those little plaid blankets to hide under. There's other neat stuff in there, too, like a scale to weigh yourself and a sign with E and other letters. The nurse uses the sign to test your eyes. She points to the letters and you have to yell their names. You have to yell the E as the loudest as how come it's so big. And guess what else? I saw it in the nurse's office, Band-Aids, and that's what I love those guys. They were on top of the desk, and so I opened the lid and sniffed them. I said, because Band-Aids smell just like brand new beach balls. Then I dumped them out. They were most prettiest Band-Aids I ever saw. They were red and blue and green and yellow, and also yellow, which is the color I hate. And they were different shapes too. There were squares and circles, and some were that very long kind, which are called tangless, I think. I put green and circle on my knee. That's where I fell down on the sidewalk last week. It's mostly all better now, but if it presses it very hard with my thumb, I can still make it hurt. After that, I put a blue tangle on my finger. That's where I got a splinter from the picnic table. Mother pulled it out with tweezers, but there's still some table in there, I think. Also, I pulled a red square on my arm. That's where Tickle scratched me, because I got him all wound up. Just then, the nurse's purple sweater was hanging on the chair. I put it on. Now I'm the nurse, I said. Then I sat down and pretended to call the hospital. Hello, hospital. It's me, the nurse. I need some more Band-Aids and some aspirins. And that make your mouth feel freezy. And I need some lollipops for when kids get needles. And also I need a little stick or something in case I have to touch that dangly thing that hangs down in your throat. Then I pretended to call room 9. Hello, miss. Please send that Jim to my office. I have to give him a shot. Just then I saw my most favorite thing in the whole world. They were near the door, and their name is Crutches. Oh my gosh, that's so big on her. Crutches are for when you break a leg with just your pinky sticking out, and you can't walk on it, and so she gives you crutches to swing yourself. I ran over and picked them up. Then I put them under my arms, only they were way too long for me, and I didn't swing that good. And so then I got another idea. I carried them to the nurse's chair, and I climbed up. This is her nurse's office with the crutches on her, and she's on her tippy toes. so I was real tall. And then I put the crutches under my arms, and they fitted just right. After that, I stood on the edge of the chair, and I ran forward very slow. Except then a terrible thing happened. The chair was on the wheels, and it rolled away from my feet, and I got stuck on the crutches way high in the air, and I was very dangly up there. Hey, I shouted, get me down from here. Then I wiggled around, and one of the crutches slipped, and I came crashing down, and I banged my head on the desk. Ow, I yelled. Ow, 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 ow. Then I picked up the phone again. I quit this stupid job, I said, and then I ran out of there as fast as I could. Because the nurse's office is a dangerous place, and crutches aren't my favorite thing anymore. Chapter 9, Zooming Speedy Fast. I like running inside the school. It's funner than running inside your house in school. You can zoom with your arms out like a jet plane, and you don't knock over the furniture. And also, the head doesn't get broken off your mother's bird statue, which used to be blue and gray, I think. I zoomed straight to the cafeteria because there's a lot of tables to hide under in that place. Only when I tried to open the door, it was all locked up. All right, and that's going to be it for today. I read till chapter 9, and then I read the page that it's on. And I'll read like this little page to get you catched up next time. And then I'll start all here, and then I'll go to chapter 10. So, next time it will be episode 3, and we're probably going to read like 10, 11, 12, and I don't know how many chapters there are. I think we'll see. Okay, there is 10 chapters. Next time we will read the 10th, and I'll go on to a different book. So bye guys, love you.